are so pretty, 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 pretty. Baby girl, you are so pretty, 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 pretty. Baby girl, you are so pretty, 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 pretty.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to So What Wednesdays. I am your host, Coach Ella Destiny. And this week on So What Wednesdays, we have what I deemed one of DC's power couples. I love this couple so much because they are making an impact in the community. They are doing what they have to do. They are couple goals. Listen, when I tell y'all, when y'all meet them, y'all are going to be so over the moon because they are doing the work. They got boots on the ground. They get it in. And both collectively and individually, they are making an impact on our city, on our community. And so I want y'all to get ready for my fave couple, the Paige Group, BJ and Tamika Paige. I'm about to bring them to the stage, y'all, and we're going to get right into it. I'm so excited.
Hey, what's she talking about?
Listen, when I tell y'all, I am super excited that this is finally happening because we have been trying to do this for a long time. But I always say it's patience in the wait, right? And when something is God ordained and when something is supposed to happen, it's going to happen, not in our time, but in God's time. So thank y'all for your yes. Thank y'all for being here. I'm super excited.
Thank you for the invite.
Man, you all fly. Should have went to the barbershop or something, guys.
Listen, let me tell you something. If y'all know behind the scenes, like before this right here, I was outside. But I'm so thankful again for y'all being here. When I tell y'all are the epitome of what doing the work looks like, both as a couple and individually. Y'all are just that. Mika, we go way back over what 30 years?
Back.
Over 30 years.
Over 30 years. Even though
we got to tell our,
Listen, Forever 21, but we go way back over 30 years. And so I have watched you grow. I have watched you blossom into the woman that you are today, from being kids, from being outside around our neighborhood on the porch, walking up and down the street, and to now, being in the streets is different, right?
Absolutely. It's like
back then, the streets had a whole nother definition. And now being in the streets now, it means so much more to us. And we didn't understand it then, but we get it now. And then BJ, I just fell in love with you because you love on my sister the way that you do. And so anybody that loves her, I love them. And so I'm so thankful for you loving on her the way that you do, because you know where we come from. We can't find, real love. We thought it was real love, true love back then, but teenage love, like Slick Rick say, teenage love.
Yeah. Hey, this is gonna be good. I'm telling you, this is gonna be good.
It is gonna be real good. So, the Paige Group. Who is the Paige Group together as a couple, and then who is Tamika and who is BJ?
Well, first, we got like 4 hours, right?
If we're gonna do this in 4, we're gonna do it in 4. I don't have nothing but time. I work from home in the morning, so it is what it is.
Hello. I'm gonna let you go.
So the Paige Group is a couple that God is first, and that we totally believe in. Nothing works but the work. And we do friendship, business, and marriage very, very well. Like we create a space for each other to be very transparent in, and we didn't bring our baggage into this. Like I think we were both very on our journey to heal prior to us getting together. So it made the relationship and the connection kind of different.
Hey, Ella, I don't know why she's trying to say it like that. Look. I don't know why she's trying to say that. Ella, I was a player.
She keeping it player.
He was definitely a player. I was his neighbor. I was his next door neighbor.
Right. And you took him out the lane. You made him put down that hat, honey.
And he was over there having a good time, a very, very good time.
Yeah.
And I had actually been celibate for 4 months.
Wow.
And I was saying I was done. I was going to wait until I got married, which is something that I never ever really envisioned for myself. But I was at a place where I was just like, I'm done.
But nah, here's where the plot thickens though, and this is like, you know, live with Ella Destiny. Like, I don't even think people really know the whole story. So before we get to the professional side of the Paige Group, like when her and I met, I was coming out of Emerge, Ella. I was coming out of Emerge. Yeah. I was coming out of Emerge, man. And I was like, man, I ain't thinking about no wife. You know, I'm
you know what? That's normally how it happens when you're not looking for something.
Yeah.
That's normally when it happens. And then, you know, when it's God ordained.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because a lot of times, big God, when we go for things, when we're looking for things ourselves, that's when it does not work. That's when the divorce happens. That's when the breakup happens.
Yeah.
All of that, because we're going for things ourselves. And it's not necessarily what God called for us to have or to be in. And so when you say that you were coming out of a marriage and you wasn't looking for anything, how did you see her? And I'm not saying see her like with your physical eyes. How did you see her in order to say, even though I'm not looking for anything, this might be something that I might be looking for or something I need?
No, that's good. That's good. Make
Like,
sure
how you see me.
Make sure we go deep on this piece here.
Absolutely.
Because that's what that's what makes all the professional stuff that people see today. So I wasn't looking for nothing. Look, when I first we was next door neighbors, townhouses connected. And I was telling her, like, man, you need to cut your grass, lady. Look, you making my grass look bad. But in truth, in hard truth, I found a friend. Like, because I wasn't looking for a relationship, Ella, I can really talk to her like, man, these girls coming over here getting on my nerves. And we really got to know each other. So when we say friendship is like the base of our relationship, it is. It's the foundation because we told each other everything, because she wasn't looking, I wasn't looking. And it was like, man, look, here's the real me. Help me, lady.
Right.
Your neighbor. Right. Help me with these ladies that I'm talking to.
Like Kevin Hart, help me.
Help me.
Yeah.
Right.
So look, we dated for 10 years.
Wow.
Prior to us getting married.
And that's the part she talked about that we're going to
tap
into.
And I have that conversation often with my girlfriends, my single girlfriends that desire to be married, that's putting all of these parameters and limitations and timetables
on love.
Yeah, and I'm like, let it just naturally flow into what it's going to
be.
Because we 19 years. We 19 years, and the first 10 was, they flew by because we was friends and we was just making things work. And we was just making it work how it needed to work.
I feel like a lot of people, and do you all agree that a lot of people they go into relationships to be in relationships, to get married, or it's always my goal is to get married and all of that stuff. And they forget about the foundation. They forget about the spiritual part. They forget about being friends first. They want to go from being single to relationship.
In love. We want to be in love.
Right, exactly. Without the friendship. And I think that's a lot of times that's what's missing in relationships and marriages, and why they don't work, because they don't know how to be friends first. And the word says, in order to have friends, you got to present yourself friendly. And if we look at our own selves, like, you know, some days it's like, do you want to be your own friend?
Yeah.
Before you can be a friend to somebody else, can you be your own friend? And so I think that that's really important that you all said that y'all were friends first for so long, because again, people just jump right into it. They just want to be married for the sake of saying I'm married, for a couple goals, because they see all these other marriages out here. I want to be like them. I want a TV marriage. I want this type of marriage, a Hollywood marriage, and they're not putting in the work. No doubt. Was it hard work for you all, or it just came easy?
See, this way it get funky at. This way it get funky at.
Let's get into it. Let's get into it.
Because it's not what you think. It's not what you think, Ellen. So when I talk to my men, when men be asking me like, man, you know, I like what you and Mika got, man. You know, I want that. You gotta be open and vulnerable though, because in 19 years, we might have had 3 arguments, but we might have had 3 arguments, maybe 4 at the max, 4, because I don't got no problem being honest and vulnerable, and most men ain't got that. And I really believe I had that because of the misfortune of my father not being present, and just keeping it stacked. Me and my father talk every day today, so I'm just want to say that. But because he wasn't around when I was growing up, I had no problem with showing up to people how I showed up. So when I showed up to her, through them 10 years, remember we was friends early. So it was like, man, I ain't feeling what you're saying. So either we're going to talk about this tomorrow because I ain't got time to argue today. I got to go to work. Matter of fact, I ain't ate nothing, and I got to figure out what's up with both our kids. I ain't really trying to argue with you today.
Let me wrap it up. Was it hard work? No, it came easy. It came very easy. And I think it came easy because I allow space for him. We both allow space, not just I allow. We both allow space for us to be exactly who we are. It's like, because we had that foundation of friendship for so long, you already knew the ugly. You already knew all my deepest, darkest secrets and insecurities. You knew the trauma that I had experienced because we talked about it.
And that's what I was just about to say.
That we spent together, built it, and it may not come like people can be on their best behavior 2-3 years.
Yeah, they will show up as their representative self and not their real self.
Have that extra time put in and invested. It was like, okay, he's really the friendly, nice guy cutting the grass. He doesn't have this.
I was in the yard today.
Yes, and he still does yard work. Like,
right.
Because I was waiting, like, because of my experience, I was waiting for him to not be.
And that's what I was going to say, Mika. I know you, and I know some of the, the types of guys that you dealt with, prior to your husband. And I know the trauma. I know, the issues. I know all of the things that, you had to deal with and had to come out of. And so when you met BJ, had you already dealt with that trauma and those issues? And, were you still trauma bonded to a lot of things, or had you already worked through those issues before you got to him?
Major thing that I had not, I had dealt with a lot of it, but the one thing I had not dealt with was the way I thought communication was supposed to be. It was, these are my feelings and my emotions right now. And while I'm in it, I want to talk about it right now.
That's good.
And he came from a space that, look, we're not going to have this conversation while you're on 10 and you all riled up, or I'm all riled up, because we don't want to be saying things that we eventually are going to have to apologize for.
But I don't think I came from that space though, Ella.
Like, it's like you presented that very early.
Oh, I presented that super early, but I presented it because of me, because I know that the bad me, the negative me, can easily show up.
Right.
I didn't do that. Like, here's the thing. Here's the thing I always say, Ella. Think about your closest friends. Like, how often are you mad at your closest friends? I don't care what happened to your best friend. You might be mad today, but you can talk to him or her tomorrow. Even if you're mad, you be like, man, you got on my nerves yesterday. And I believe that's what changed my life, because when I was going through some of the worst times of my life, right before her and I got together, it was like the worst times of my life. I can legit remember my friends, my best friends being there. Shout out, they know who they are. Shout out to my men and my sis, because I ain't got to fake with them. So that's how I wanted to present the rest of my relationships that way. So with her, she made me had a great time in my life, because I was like, I ain't got time for, look, this is what it is, y'all. Look, I love you. You love me. You either gonna be mad at me for this hot second, because we gotta figure out what we're gonna eat later, wash clothes. What's up? Kids got homework.
Everything. We definitely go through conflict. Like, we don't stay mad long. Because first of all, you my good buddy, and I got some stuff to tell you. Like, let's talk about it.
You're like, I need you to hurry up and get over this, because I got to tell you what happened. I got to tell you what this girl said. So please get over, because I got to get you this. DJ, I heard you say that, that the relationship with your dad wasn't probably what you wanted or needed it to be at that time.
Yeah.
But you're still the way that you are. A lot of people who don't have the male in the household growing up, or they don't have the relationship with their father, is completely different. How did you navigate away from the narrative of, because the father wasn't available, that you're this bad person, or you're not good in relationships, or you don't know how to communicate, or you have what they call it, daddy issues, those things. How did that not affect you?
Yeah, it did affect me.
Okay.
It did not affect me, but I think it
Mhm.
affected me so much that pain, that hurt, had to turn into something. So, man, I told you it's about to be 4 hours. So,
Mhm.
so when I got locked up in the military, right?
Short version.
Okay.
So when I got locked up in the military, I was by myself,
Mhm.
and that was a time where my father figure, shout out to Uncle Eddie, my father figure, believe it or not, was writing me from jail. So I was looking at my
Wow.
uncle send me mail from another
Mhm.
jail.
Mhm.
And I remember my uncle asked me in one of them letters, man, when the last time you talked to your father? And I was like, man, I ain't really talked to him in a minute. And
Mhm.
fast forward real quick, 2 years later, Mika and I are together, and she like, when the last time you talked to your father? Because we talking about, life as
Right.
friends. I'm like, I ain't
Right.
talked to him in a minute. And then she
Mhm.
arranged for me to pull up on my father and all my brothers and sisters, man. And I think
Wow.
that's when it triggered, like, ooh, family is deeper than the pain. You know,
Mhm.
you can't
Mhm.
change your family, even when they get on your nerves. Love, honor your father, your mother. That's real.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And to this
Absolutely.
day, me and Pops, we get on my nerves calling me like 10 times a day, but we talk
That's
every
my
day.
guy.
And you know what I always say? Sometimes the strongest man on your team is a woman. One
Yeah,
man.
no
Don't
doubt.
forget that. Don't
No
forget
doubt.
that.
No doubt.
A lot of times we count on our men, or even, our female friends, to be certain ways to us, and we expect certain things from them, when it's not going to come from them. It comes from the place that you least expect it. But when a person loves you enough to see the pain, a person loves you enough to see what it is that you're missing, and even though you can't identify it, or you can't put your finger on it, or you might not even want to deal with it, that person brings that out of you.
No doubt.
And I see that. I see how you two complement each other so much in everything that you do, in business, in life, in love, with the children, all of that stuff. How was it to blend the families, and then, to get into business together? How did that happen?
It's crazy.
So the kid, I want to go back, because you said a word, which is expectation. I want him
Mhm.
to explain how he views
Oh yeah, yeah. I
expectations.
do it fast. I
But
do it fast.
before that, we got together. Our children was 3
3
and
and 4.
4,
Yeah.
and
Wow.
they're 24, getting ready to be 24 and 23.
Yes.
So we got a little time under our belt,
Decade.
you know what I'm saying. So blending our families was pretty easy, and I think
Okay.
it was because we were neighbors, so they were
Mhm.
right there already, kind of together anyway.
Mhm.
Like he said, he was doing his thing. He was partying from Thursday
Oh,
to
wow.
Monday, and I was I'm staying home, so I'll
So
keep the
she was watching the
kids
kids.
while let him go.
Right.
But we're friends at this time.
Okay, so you
And,
two weren't in a relationship at that time when you were keeping
yeah,
the kids.
and we
We
don't
was,
really know when the
it
relationship
was kind of
started.
crazy.
Isn't
Them
that
10
something?
years we was in a relationship without being in a relationship.
I guess,
Relationship. Right.
yeah,
Right.
I guess he was my dude, but
player,
he was
player,
saying he wasn't.
player, player,
Right.
player.
He was saying he wasn't. But yeah, he wanted me. He didn't want the old girl
Wanted
anymore.
it. That's all right. He couldn't say, you know what? Y'all can't resist the women from the road. That's all I'm gonna say.
Don't even get me
Exactly.
That's all I'm
started.
gonna say.
But this expectation is gonna be good.
Expectation.
Yeah, this is gonna be
Mhm.
good because I believe what I'm about to say gonna be a great conversation
Come
for
on.
for
Other couples and other
and the
people.
tail end of this interview. This is
Come
gonna be
on.
crazy. So,
Mhm.
Ella, would you believe that I have zero expectations from every person in this world, to include my wife, my kids, my mother, my father, my job, my the youngest that I serve every day? I have zero expectations, but I
I
believe
think
with
that's
me having
excellent.
zero, huh?
I think that's excellent.
For real?
You
I'm
Yeah,
do?
I
glad you.
do.
I
I
don't
think
like
that's, you
it.
know what? I think that's excellent, because I feel like, and I said this before, I think last week sometime in a post, when you release people from the expectation of what you think that they're supposed to do or how they're supposed to be or the roles that they're supposed to play in their lives, when you release them from that expectation, then you won't get hurt. You know what I mean? And the other thing is, you know, when we put expectations on what we think people are supposed to do or what they're supposed to be, and God didn't say that that's what they're supposed to be in your life anyway, or what you're supposed to be doing anyway, then I think that you are putting a restraint on what God has for you. Because a lot of times we expect people to be happy for us. We expect people to support us. We expect people to promote us and all of those things when they're not even ordained for our lives. Like they're not even supposed to be a part of our story or a part of our growth or where we're going anyway. So when you release them, then you're in a better place yourself. No doubt. I think
I might can agree with that perspective.
No doubt.
I guess. So you brought God in it. Okay.
So sis, what you said is the tail end of everything I was going to say. So I don't have to say the tail end, but I will give the prefix. The prefix is because I was hurt. It was like my defense mechanism. Like, no expectation. I don't expect you to do nothing, so you can't hurt my feelings.
There you go.
But it allowed me to grow in so many areas because I didn't have to hold on, like you were saying on the tail end. I didn't hold on to people's thoughts, feelings, and emotions.
Right.
It's like, oh, this is what I'm about to do. I don't really expect you to do anything because I'm going to do this, and I'm going to call you when I finish it, and we can connect however we connect. So, you know, it's a gift and a curse, but I'm thankful for it because it's pushed me to, you know, do some extraordinary things.
I feel like, look, I'm your wife. I'm your foundation. I'm going to show up for you.
Can we keep it a stack though, Ella?
Absolutely.
Real-time transparency. This why we made it.
Let's go.
I didn't expect for her to help me with any type of meal this evening. If I was expecting her to, I'd probably still be hungry. No. And my wife cooks. My wife cooks like every day. But
I know Chef Hat is always on tilt.
Pause. But if I expected her to have me something today when I got hungry, then I would have been.
Oh, okay. So add the when you got hungry.
But that's when you want. That's when you want to eat.
That's when you want to eat. But I call. I text. I said,
see, that's why I don't do expectations. This real time. This is good.
Did I say?
You see how she went straight to defense mode? That's why expectations don't work. Right. Like I ain't mad that we ain't had nothing to eat together. You did the thing with your girls today. I'm cool. But if I had expectations, this what dudes get mad. Sis, hold on, sis. This what dudes get mad. This is great therapy for somebody later on. Because I want to be right here.
Come on, there you go.
If I had expectations, I would be upset right now in this interview. Like, dog, we having this interview and we ain't had none, and she ain't had me nothing. Dog, I'm good, boo. I'm happy. I love you. Let's have this interview with sis and keep cranking.
I would like to add.
Go ahead.
Have you eaten? And would you like for me to bring you something? I would like to add that. That's all.
I'm gonna let her.
It was like 9 o'clock when I did it, but I did it.
My dad used to always say that, you know, when you expect other people to make you happy, when you expect other people to bring you peace, that's when you're disappointed. Other people can contribute to your happiness, but you have to make yourself happy. If you're not happy, then you're not good for anybody else. He used to say that all the time because I think a lot of people, again, expect other people to be responsible for their happiness, and that's not their responsibility. It's even though that is your husband, and yes, you're supposed to, you know, do those things, but it's not your responsibility. Exactly. There you go.
And I think that's what happened for us in those 10 years. We were both able to get grounded and find our individuality. Yeah.
Right.
And then that just made a dynamic marriage for us. Like, because I promise you, like, everything, every insecurity, like he knew it all. There was nothing hidden, no hidden agendas. And he still loved me and still wanted me.
Come on.
All the things that I thought would make a person not want to was actually what drew him in.
Come on.
Oh, I can be more transparent.
Tell me more.
Okay.
Right. Tell me more.
And vice versa. And vice versa.
And then I did this too.
Yeah.
And you still with it. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right. There you go.
But
And
who am I to judge though? Man, I can't wait to this change somebody's life. This is a good
come
interview
on.
because we
Come
don't
on.
really get this deep, just because you sis. Because who am I to judge? Like,
Right.
come on, like you think that your spouse or your girl or your husband or your boyfriend done the most? You better check yourself because you done the most. Like, who am I to
Come
judge
on.
anything, boy?
Mhm.
You know who
And
you
so,
talking to?
right. And so in a lot of the issues or the situations that y'all had, there were a lot of so what moments just because, it's just like, who am I to judge? Like you said, who am I? Um, I think that people get so caught up into wanting to, just because the gender roles, those things. And I feel like when people want to control situations or, I'm the man, I'm this, I'm that, and the third, or whatever. And then it's like, I feel like that's when a lot of things fall because it's just like you're judgmental, you're putting all of this pressure, you're doing all of these things and things don't work. And that's how arguments happen and all of those things. Do you feel like in your marriage, in your relationship, that you have the space to be who you are? Or is it you better, and not saying it in a bad way, like, you better do this and the third because you're my wife? Or is it, you my wife, you the woman, this is what you're supposed to do? Or is it just, you have that space, your role, you know what your responsibilities are, just do what you're supposed to do?
I do what I desire.
Okay. That's good. That's good.
So, and I try to make space, not try, I make room for his needs. Like, I look forward to serving my husband. I'm serving the community. So if I can serve the community, I absolutely can serve my spouse. And I serve in whatever capacity he needs it. There's no limitations or roles. It's whatever you need. Because that's how I want. That's what I desire. So if I desire that,
that's good.
I should be doing that.
I ask that too. So I think about myself, like, I speak to thousands of youth and young adults across the country at any seminar there may be, at any conference there may be, and I'm changing lives everywhere I go. Ain't no way I'm not gonna do the same here at home with my wife and my 2 kids.
Right.
So when I think about, like, when I come home and, like, I was joking about being in the yard today, I really was in the yard today. But I was in the yard today because of what I just said. I can't go do for so many others and not do for myself and my kids and my wife. Then you tripping. So showing up for my wife and showing up for the kids is priority, and that's what really makes me feel good as a man. And then it's easier to go across the country and talk to the youngers and say, man, look, I'm gonna tell you how you should show up. You need to show up on 10 for yourself, on 10 for your family, because I'm doing it every day. So,
and I think that's a lot of the problem also is that, people are, my dad used to always say, and I'm always going to talk about my dad. He used to always say, it's crazy how people could go out to work and they could be a superstar, the best thing in the world at work. And when they come home, they're a complete dummy. You know what I mean? Like, they don't know nothing. They're not taking it home or anything.
Because the work that we both do revolves around help and helping people, we do have to be very intentional to leave space for us and for our family. Because there was a time in our marriage, and we were married at the time, where help was hindering us. It was like, you can be doing good, or no, you can do right, and it can still be wrong.
Absolutely.
And we've had to draw ourselves back from that. Mainly
me.
Okay.
As long as you know. And speaking of the work that you do, I admire the work that you both do, because since, like I told you the other day, you are responsible for so many women, over 400 women. It's amazing how you allow God to use you to lead these women and to help these women, and you built a community. Like, you built a community of women, your own tribe. And I'm sure that you never ever imagined that you will be in this space, but the work that you do for so many women is so commendable. I tell people all the time that there are people attached to your oil. Like, there are people assigned to you in your purpose and what you were called to do, and you have a huge assignment. Bro, you as well, like, you have a huge assignment. You talk to not only, grown men, you talk to youth and all of those things. How do the both of you balance that, being responsible for so many people outside of the house, and then the responsibilities of being at home?
I let her go. I don't even think I got an answer for you.
Yeah.
Big God.
That is the answer. We draw all of our strength, and this may sound cliche, from God. We do. It's because what we do is in us. It's who we are. So we don't feel overwhelmed by any particular thing. And it just so happened that God connected us to each other, and it's both for our calling. So it's not like he doesn't understand or I don't understand.
Right.
We both respect it because we're both doing it. Now, I will say that I feel like God revealed his purpose to BJ prior to me knowing what it is that God wanted me to do.
And how did you?
And I wrote about it in my book as to what it was like to watch him take off, soar, and go be this big giant thing, right? And I took so much pride in that. It was never any resentful bone in my body. It was like, God, I don't desire to be any bigger than anything or mean more than whatever you have placed in him.
Come on.
Go forth, my friend, and do you. I am your wife. I will be here on the ground holding it absolutely down for you. So when it was my turn, he did what he desired.
Same thing. And that's the thing, because a lot of people or power couples, it's a power struggle. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, you're doing too much, or you're over here, you're always gone, blah blah blah, and the person doesn't want to support you, or they feel envious or jealous, or when you have to answer the call or whatever, it's always an issue, because it's like you have all of these things going on, but I don't have anything going on right now, and so it's a power struggle. How did you guys, or I guess you just explained how you were able to separate that and say, you know what, regardless of what's going on, it's benefiting our household, it's helping the both of us. And I'm actually watching this person, I'm actually watching my husband, I'm actually watching my wife, and how they handle situations, they handle business, because when it's my time, the foundation is already laid. I know what to do. I know where to get help from. I know what to look for. What advice would you give to couples who are trying to be a power couple or trying to be in that space?
I got it. Go ahead. I
don't view us as a power couple.
Well, we do. The world does. I'm sorry.
I don't view us like that. I view us as two people
from Forestville
who the best snickerdoodles in the whole wide world. Iverson, trash. I just view us as two people who want to make an impact and have population change. Like, we're not trying to help a few people. We want to shift a whole generation of people.
Impact.
So if that's what power couple means, then I'll take it.
I add to it though, because it is a piece there that is asked behind closed doors. Just what it is, men and women just move different. So a lot of times, a lot of men ask me, questions behind closed doors, where most women wouldn't mind doing it. And this great group of sister friends is 470 odd plus women, all talking about the same things. You know how her. In our case, men, it might just be 10 of us, but we got pockets of 10. But anyway, so my point is, sometimes men ask me like, dog, like, you in your bag right now, like you really moving, B. How are you moving and pausing to help your wife? Like, dog, that I don't see how you do it. But here's my answer to that. It's easy for me to say big God and really mean it because I mean it. But the reality is, I want to see her win. Like, what is you saying? Like, it's no way in the world that I would want to be selfish enough to say, man, I'm going to concentrate on me and not want to see my wife win. I'd take 10 steps back to watch her 20 steps forward. Because look, one of the great men that I work with, man, shout out to Eric Thomas, Jeremy Anderson, and Inky Johnson.
Shout out.
Yeah, so they got a speakers academy. I'm the DMV chapter president, right? One of the things that Eric Thomas said to me, man, and blew my mind. I was going through a bad stage. You know, I took a step back, really helping my wife, and I fumbled a bag. And ET was like, man, you know what, B, let me ask you something. You got it once. You think you can do it again? And when he said it, sis, I laughed inside because I'm like, you know what? That's the answer. Like, I could take a step back and push her because it's going to elevate us because I'm the man. And if I'm the man, I can do it again. So let me help her, get back to me and do me again. Go help her again, help the kids again, get back to me, do it again, and just keep moving.
I would say, going back to the exact question that you asked, like with advice, my advice would really be to just not favor count.
Yeah.
That's
because
good.
we do a lot of favor counting. We're keeping a rolling tab of I did this, and waiting for the moment for you to act like you already asked me because I'm gonna check my whole list off. So no favor counting
and no refereeing.
Oh, tell her about it.
Refereeing. You know, referee job is to throw the flag. Like sometimes in relationships, we waiting to throw a flag. Like, you remember that time? Like, no, just chill out. Be a coach. Don't be a referee. A coach helps. A referee throw a flag.
A referee is waiting for the foul.
Yeah.
Where a coach is looking for an opportunity to assist you and help you.
Yeah.
Come on. Y'all talking good. Like y'all preaching tonight. I'm telling you, because a lot of people, I see it all the time in relationships where, you know, and that was so good that you said this, they favor count. I did this. It's tick for tack. I did this. You didn't do this. Or you should do. You get what I'm saying? And I think that's how, you know, relationships get the waters get muddy, because it's just like, okay, now I got to keep up what this person did for me, or this person did 20 things, and now I got to do 30 or whatever, instead of working together in a partnership.
Because you know when it's your turn. Right. You know. Exactly. You know when it's your turn to serve.
But it's not easy it's not easy for men to take a step back though. Like we can't sit here and act like it's not easy.
Why not?
Because we got testosterone that boils up and make us feel like we need to be a man and we got to show up as a man. I'm your husband. I'm the leader of this house. I need to do so. We show up different, and I believe it's unfair for us sometimes if we never been properly taught, because then we show up that way and it appears to be toxic. And it's in a lot of cases they're not being toxic. They just don't know. It's no manual. I didn't get the manual to say, man, I'm gonna show you how to be a father with a blended marriage with a daughter and a wife that been through all this. There's no manual to this, but the truth is, sis, a lot of us ain't grow up with a father for a manual, but most of us, not all of us, most of us grew up with a mother where that is your manual. So you at least had some type of motherly manual, and then men show up messed up, and we messed up together. So how do we fix it? Great conversations like this. This is with my sister. So this is how we change the narrative.
Let me just tell the audience that the Paige Group podcast is coming soon. make sure y'all stay tuned for that. It's coming soon.
Nothing else to our list.
I'm speaking it. I am putting it out there. No, really, I think it's so important for people to have. I said this again the other day. Like sometimes you are the only Bible that anybody will ever read, and so you know people look at you. My dad say all the time, somebody's looking at you saying, "I want to be just like her." People are looking at y'all saying, "I want to be just like that," and not necessarily Tamika and BJ, but I want to have that spirit. I want to have that energy. I want to have, you know, the calmness. I want to have all of those things that they have, the good qualities that will make me a better person and make me better in a relationship.
I just want people to know it's real though, Ella. Like it be people that meet us and they talk to us. Like I know we joking to say it. Like, I don't feel like we this big celebrity couple either, because who are we? But when people do stop and see us and talk to us, they be asking like, are y'all for real? Like, y'all, like
y'all really like
you deserve this. Look, let me talk to the listeners. You deserve the same love and spirit and kindness and forgiveness and growth in your life. You just got to have it from within first. So before you say, do you deserve it? As a couple, do you deserve it for yourself? Once you get it for yourself, then it's easy to pass it on. It was easy to say, dog, I'm a terrible guy, but I want to be better. And 19 years later, I'm a wonderful guy that's continuing to be better.
Yes, you are.
And it's a journey, though. Like, it's a journey.
It definitely is. It is. It is. And a lot of people, they want to skip steps. A lot of people want to get to this. They want to get to that. I want to get to the bag. I want to get to, I want to be out there. I want to take pictures and be this person or be this couple, whatever, but they want to skip the steps.
Yeah.
How do you want to
when they hear we was together for 10 years before we got married, they like, oh.
They don't want that.
If you don't do it in 3 years, it's over. Oh, okay.
Right.
That's sure.
And again,
what you get?
They say that you never know a person until you live with them. And so you don't even know what you're getting. Like, you just ready to be in a relationship and get married. You don't even know what you get. You don't even know when you wake up tomorrow morning, you won't like this person or not. Like, this person might sleep the wrong way. They might snatch the covers or something, or they might not do the things that you expect them to do.
Because I know. I know.
Me too. Talk about the covers. Yeah. Look, I say you don't know a person. I agree until you live with them. But what I was looking for and what drew me in to say, oh, this is my guy, is I watched how he handled people when he was upset with them.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. That is my advice to anyone who is looking and searching and desire to be. Pay attention to how your person handle other people when they're upset with them. Because if you relationship long enough, you're going to be the person that they're upset with, and that's how they're going to be handling you.
That's good.
I agree with that.
Second thing was when this man told me that he desired to care for his mother as she got older. He desired for her to live with him, and he was going to take care of her. I said, oh, this is my guy. First of all, I'm 5 years older than him, and that's my desire. That's my desire for my mom.
Right. So I wanted to ask, going back to the sister friends, right? How do you lead, Mika, and you are the woman that other women can trust, right? How do you trust those 400 and something women? How do you trust them? And BJ, how do you show up at all the events? I've watched you show up. You're there, you're serving, you're helping, you're doing all of those things. How do you show up even when there could be, because we keep it in a stack, like women are women, you know what I mean? You have an attractive husband. How do you trust the women? And BJ, how are you around the women? And it could be any type of way, like they could come at you sideways or anything. 400 and something women.
It's happening.
How?
Okay, you can elaborate on how it happened, but before he even elaborate on that, I trust my husband.
Come on.
If you ask me, like my best friend, oh my God, she just passed away on her goddaughter, our daughter's birthday. And I mean, this girl would, total my best friend. We all my ugly, she knows.
Shout out to G.
And a pastor asked me, who do you trust more? Your spouse or your best friend? And I absolutely trust my spouse. And she understood that as my best friend.
Absolutely.
Because if you're going to say your best friend, then you need to be married to your best friend.
Come on.
Like, no, I trust him. So I really have I mean, I trust women as well. Like that's the whole purpose of the group, like to create a space where of trustworthiness, right? So I trust them, but the obligation and who I have an expectation of is my spouse.
That's the female answer. Let me just tell you the male side of that.
And then give the example.
That's part of my male answer.
We had it happen, child.
Nah, so the male side, like everybody get on these interviews and be fake, sis. I'm
I already know.
It is what it is. Look, if I could be around all 470 odd of them women, and suppose I was a cheater type of dude, who I used to be, like I was a serial cheater. I would be an ignorant husband, an ignorant man to cheat with one of these 470 odd women. That's for sure. So all of them listening and be like, he ain't keeping it real. Well, there you go. So, but let me add one thing. When it did happen, though, sis, when somebody did cross the line that was close to her and like a sister friend, I told her. Like I went straight to in the moment, though. I didn't even wait. I went straight to her. Like, look, you know, Shawty just saying something and I feel uncomfortable. So if I feel uncomfortable,
Meriwether Post Pavilion.
then she now she doing too much.
We don't have to say any names.
Nah,
but let's go a little deeper.
A lot of people know.
No, because I want them to know that that I was there when she said it.
And it scared me. I said, hold on.
She said, she said, why are you with Mika when you could be with me? Where y'all gonna be? Because as much as I'm that other thing too.
Come on.
If he
say that.
Big God,
yes, deliver me.
Big God.
So when he came to me and he was like,
"You stole the story."
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I want to hear from the male side. I want to hear from both sides, but I definitely want to hear from your side, BJ.
No, I just was real quick with it. I'm gonna let her finish. I was like, man, if I'm nervous, something ain't feel right there. So I just want you to know this is what was said, so it won't ever get confused as if it was me. Because we all know how most of the time we hear the stories of men are dogs and men cheat, but real men don't cheat. Y'all know the song. And men are dogs, men cheat, but women do the same. But in this case, I just had to get it off my chest, so I won't be looking or sounding crazy in this situation. Right. So that's what I did.
Sis, when he came to me and he was like, she said that, I was like, what? He said, I had the same response. And she repeated it again.
Wow.
So of course, we're in the same space. So when we saw her again, after he told me, I went to her and I was like, what did you say to BJ? And she was like, what?
I was confused. I felt like I was on remember the show Punk? You remember Punk with Ashton? Looking around like this. It's like, oh, wait a minute.
Where's the camera? Did Mika to tell you do this? Did she testing me? She trying me? Who sent you?
Okay.
Who sent you?
And look, when I asked her, I had to say it like 3 or 4 times. Like, what did you say? And my whole discernment said, "Oh, she said it."
She said it.
And
because you definitely, and I don't know. I feel like a female would not think that a male would off ramp that in that moment like that. So I remember somebody said, one of the men close to me laughed and joked like, "Man, that was a sucker move." But he was laughing and joking with me, saying it though, right? But I felt it when he said it, like a job was a sucker move. But hold on, but in the same sucker move, I would have been the sucker if I ain't say nothing.
Come on.
That's the sucker move.
I would have been the sucker
to not say nothing.
Because then it would have got around eventually, whether it's 6 months or 6 years. Like so and so said that and you ain't say nothing. Oh no. All I had to do was speak up. That's the friend. And that's what go back to the original conversation.
He would never just want to sever our friendship. Like he
that ain't me. He
wouldn't do that intentionally. Like, girl, you said that.
Right.
And I know you said it because he wouldn't make up something like that.
Absolutely.
And your first response, like when I asked you, what did you say? You would have said whatever he may have misconstrued. You would have said whatever you intended to
Yeah,
say.
exactly. I ain't saying in that way, or no, it wasn't like that, or whatever the person. I don't know how you could have covered it up, dressed it up, dressed it down. I don't know, but and so that brings me, back to my point of being responsible for so many women. There are different personalities,
Yeah.
there are different attitudes, there are different, all of those things, and because you are who you are in this situation. It could be jealousy, it could be envy, it could be people trying to be close to you just so they could get the information and the knowledge they need to, branch off and do whatever. And of course, we're the type of people that we're gonna help you if that's what you want to do. If you want to branch off and do your
Yeah,
own
that's the
thing,
goal.
do it. But being around so many different women, so many different personalities and all of those things, I think that it's phenomenal because I watch again how you lead. I watch how you could put in a sister friends group, hey, I'm trying to do this, and everybody is just all for it. What do we need to do? What time do we need to be there? How can I help? How can I support? I think that's amazing. For you, Mika, supporting BJ because he travels around the world. Let's talk about that and how you go around the world speaking and teaching and motivating all of that. How is that for you, BJ, to be responsible for so many men and young men, that are trying to get workforce, trying to get into the workforce, trying to learn how to, apply for jobs and all of that stuff, and also the different things that you speak and teach about. What is that like for you? And Mika, you are around the men. How is that with the relationship and then you doing it as well, BJ? What is that like?
Yeah, I can go and then walk it right to you because it's a piece of what Sis just said. Man, it's surreal, man. It does not feel, I don't feel worthy. Like I'm like, God really blessed me with an opportunity to do something, not only that I love doing and not only that I'm great at, but it's really changing lives every day.
Absolutely.
We say we reached over 400,000 youth and young adults. And at first that number sounds crazy, but if you think about it, we're talking over a span of 15, 16, 17 years of continuous work, right? So, traveling the country, like, should I leave tomorrow? Like, just being, so
Wow.
what? Wednesday.
Oh, what? That's right. So
I
what?
leave tomorrow to go out of town. But the joy in that is I'm living a dream, sis. I'm going around helping youth and young adults, male and female, find their life journey because I didn't have it. I had everything that God gave to me that I thought was my gift taken away for God to reinvent me to say, nah, your gift really is what I'm telling you to do today and to help other people. So, now that I get to travel the country, do that, it's a blessing. I'm the executive director now of Youth Guidance D.C. Excited to change lives right here at home. And, one of the things that we do, and this is going to be the passover to her to reply to how does she really help us, is, we even helping like the youngest that's behind the walls. Like we help Eager Street Academy in Baltimore.
Right.
Eager Street Academy is the youth detention center. It's the youth jail. So if you're still in middle school and high school, you go to Eager Street Academy, and guess who go with me?
Wow.
Yeah.
So hold on, but one would say like, dog, we got a vicious team. Like I got some good men that'll go with me. But there's a reason why I want my companion, my wife, to go with me. When these young men look at me and see me as this powerful guy, Dr. BJ Paige, with this vicious story. But I got my wife so y'all can see that there's a softer side to life. Like you ain't got to just show up tough everywhere. Sometimes you got to just humble yourself and learn. And that's what she do.
That's real good. That's real good.
Good.
How do so there was a time where I did not go. I wouldn't go. And I went with him to Next Level. They had a conference. And because he had been saying, come on, I want you to go, I want you to go, I want you to go. And me, I'm thinking about my time. I'm like, I get to lay in the bed. I ain't got to get up. I can potato chips and do what I want to do all day long and just relax. Because he's so productive, I feel bad when I want to have those days. And he's pushing me to have those days. Right. But I went to that conference and it set my soul on fire.
Shout out to Big Brother.
To see them in action, because it made me understand why he was coming home on 10.
Wow.
It was almost like me not going. I was inflating his balloon when he got home.
Wow.
Versus going.
Good.
Now I'm just as on fire. Like, oh, we got to do
Good.
this, we got to change this. Let's rebrand that. So I'm ready to go. So it behooved me to show up and go because I needed that just as much as he needed it. We've never had any, like, I think people know, like, as much as he's the joking, laughing, playing good guy, he don't play about his life. So I ain't never experienced nothing crazy.
Right.
Don't talk about me.
I start out my workshops like that. I don't play no games, but go ahead.
That's
good. Rules. He gives 2 rules when we do go to Eager Street because you know me, I want to hug everybody. He like, first of all, Mika, don't go in here hugging these people because lock that. You can't even have your toe out with them like
perfume, none of that.
Don't go in hugging these people. And when he talk to them, it's like, look, we could do anything. We could talk about whatever, but don't disrespect my wife.
Yeah.
That's good.
So I've never had any infractions or anything like that. So I go as much as I can. And then there's times where I'm staying home. But I know the importance.
We're going to get you to come out, sis. I love to have you come out.
Yes. Absolutely. I would love to come out. I think it's so important for us to be the example that we needed. You know what I mean? Because we didn't have the example. I had my parents, they were married for 47 years, and I think we were one of the maybe 4 families in our neighborhood that had a mother and a father living in the same household that were married.
So when I was there, it was only the one. Y'all was
right. Right. And so I think it's important for us to be the example that we needed because we needed people, to talk to us. We needed people to be vulnerable with. We needed people, to be able to open up and just have the uncomfortable conversations that we normally wouldn't have. So absolutely, I would definitely come and support you and cheer you on because you're my brother. And that's what we're supposed to do. And that's what
you're going to speak. You're going to
speak. So I want to have a part 2 to this because there are so many other things that I want to dive into with you all, especially, I'm going to bring it back to the relationship and the marriage because again, like y'all are one of my favorite, if not my favorite couples. And it's just so many different things that I want to talk about.
It's okay to say we're your favorite. You can go ahead and say it.
Okay. I'm gonna say it.
No, and you can have many favorites. You can have many favorites.
I do have many favorites for different things, but especially for what you all do. Again, y'all are so powerful when it comes to working together in the community and helping the youth and helping women and helping men and all of those things, because a lot of people, in relationships, they're for self, you know what I mean? For the image, they're for the likes, it's for the clickbait, it's for all of those things, but y'all are actually doing the work together and it's not for show. It's not a fashion show. Yeah. It's not who would dress the best dressed couple, all of those things. Like y'all really show up. And y'all do get dressed, but it's in your strength and your dignity. It is in what you are called to do. And so that's why I want to have, a part 2 to this, because again, there are so many other questions that I want to ask. And then I want to be able to have the audience to ask questions as well.
Absolutely.
I want to have the audience to have questions as well. How can people get in touch with you, BJ, if they want to be a part of the Speakers Academy, if they want to, come to some of your speaking engagements, if they want to come to, support you and show up, how can they get in touch with you? And then Mika, how can they join Sister Friends? How can they be a part of your community and what you have going on?
Man, mine is simple and easy. bjpaige.com. That's bjpaige.com. So what? Wednesdays.
Hey, come on.
I get hyped, Joe. I
love it.
I'm all over the place. So what I would give is my link tree information, and then that way you can have everything. But Sister Friends is a private group that's on Facebook. That's where we congregate. That's where the 477 women are. but we did just start our Instagram, which is Sister Friends DMV. And we just started to build that just because I like to have the private aspect, because we
Right,
can go a little bit deep, and that's a safe space. And I wanted it to remain safe. So our Instagram is pretty much open, but to become a part of the private group, the only requirement is that you be a woman that's open and willing to and ready to heal and grow and to connect with other women that are doing the same thing.
Absolutely. And I love it. I love the fact I had started posting prayers in the Sister Friends group, because I was like, wait a minute, I was posting prayers because I think it's important for, a lot of people don't know how to pray. They don't know what to pray for. They don't know, what to say, or they think it has to be like this whole drawn out thing. And so, for me, I just felt a lot of times I would see posts in the group and I would be like, you know what, this person may be able to use it. So let me post this here as well. So I love
talk about how you,
absolutely.
Let's talk about how you won when our community showed up.
Yes. Thank y'all so much.
Those votes.
Yes, the Sister Friends show up for me, and that's the thing, that we show up for each other, and that's how I was able to win the I'm Loving Me Project Woman of the Influencer of the Year award. So shout out to the Sister Friends. Thank y'all for the support, and that's what it's all about. It is about support and showing up for one another in whatever capacity we could show up. A lot of times we can't be there physically, but we are, in the group cheering you on. We're giving you advice, we're giving you encouragement, all those things. So I encourage anybody to join the Sister Friends group if that's what you want or if that's what you need, because a lot of times people may not need that. So if that's something that you're open to and that's what you want, definitely join Sister Friends. Join the Speakers Academy. Listen, BJ is on fire. When I see your post, I just be like, yes, let's go. Come on.
Hey,
I know y'all be seeing me. Come on, big God.
We need part 2, part 3, part 4.
Yes.
So what Wednesdays with Coach Ella is going down.
And I really want you to speak to the men, BJ. It's so many things questions that I have to ask. My dad used to always say, anything that you want to know about a male, you can't ask a female. That's just like anything a male wants to know about a woman. You get what I mean? So there are questions that I need to ask. So I'm excited.
Let's get it.
I'm excited.
I'm all for
Part
that.
2. Let's do it.
No, let's do that. Let's do that soon.
I tell my friends all the time, when men speak, listen.
Yeah, a lot of times.
No, let's do that.
Yeah.
Ooh, we might got it. Oh yeah, let's do that live. We figure it out later.
We should do it live. We should set it up and do it live, because then again, the audience get to ask questions and be a part of it. It can be interactive. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yes.
Say less.
I got questions.
Say less.
Anything you need.
Say less.
You
Let's
got
get
it.
Yes, indeed.
I mean that from my heart. Like I truly admire you.
Yeah.
I know we are 2 women who came from Walker Mill Road to what we are today, and that's nothing that I take lightly. Like I know the power that we have. Nobody expected that from us.
Yeah,
absolutely. We couldn't see past the top of the hill, Addison Road South. Like I'm telling you, like we couldn't dream past walking up the street to the McDonald's. Like who dream what? Get out of Walker Mill. Like you taking flights and you speaking on stages and interviews, all that stuff. Who doing that? Like we couldn't do that. We didn't have permission to dream. You know what I mean? So yes, thank you so much. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Any last words for the audience before we get out of here?
If nobody told you today, I love you and I appreciate you. That's all I got.
Nothing works but the work.
So what Wednesdays?
Yes, indeed.
Coach Ella, we in the building.
Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Thank y'all for listening. Make sure y'all go and run up them numbers. Download. We're on Apple. We're on iTunes. We are on Amazon. We are on iHeartRadio. All of those things. We're trying to get 1,000 downloads. Y'all go make it happen. So on Wednesdays, I'm your girl, Coach Ella Destiny. The Paige Group, BJ and Tamika Paige. We're going to see y'all on part 2. Love y'all.
Absolutely. Love you.
Peace.